What's up, guys? Today on Sports Center, we'll be going over a college football game preview. This one's going to be over number 11 Michigan and 13 Wisconsin. Both of these teams have had interesting starts to their seasons. Wisconsin really was not a very hyped up team going into this year. They were kind of backshadowed by Nebraska to win the Big Ten West. Obviously, Wisconsin's looking really good right now. They've blown out their teams, and their defense has looked absolutely excellent. Michigan, then on the other hand, they've had a little bit of a surprising start to their season in the fact that they've had much closer games than they really should be. I mean, they played Middle Tennessee, and that was a win. That was a win by a decent amount. It's significant, but the thing is that was a much closer game in the beginning, especially than it should have been. And then of course they had that 2 overtime game against Army, and so it's been a kind of a messy start to the season for Michigan. And obviously, they're a little underwhelming right now. But this is going to be a big game in determining whether both teams are going to be real this season or not. This game is going to be on Saturday the 21st, 8 p.m. Eastern. Spread currently says Wisconsin actually by 3. Usually you'd see the higher-ranked team to be favored. With Wisconsin being at home here in this game, that is going to be huge. So there's a big reason for that spread to be aiming towards Wisconsin. The FPI is saying 70% Wisconsin, so that is really heavily favoring Wisconsin. That's like saying a 3-4 chance of Wisconsin winning this game and pulling an upset, basically. But Vegas is saying a 32-30 Wisconsin win. So really, Vegas is really close on this game. But the other two, the spread and the FPI, are kind of saying Wisconsin, especially the FPI, are saying Wisconsin by quite a bit. Here's your stat comparison for this game. We're going to have to go over 2019 previous game stats in this preview. We're going to be having to do this because both of these teams have only played 2 games this season. And with us being in week 4, that's going to put your stats way low. And so Michigan's stats would probably be like in the 90s to 100s out of 130 FBS teams, same for Wisconsin. And that's just not accurate, so we're going to have to go over week 2 stats for both of these teams. Michigan, of course, has Shea Patterson. He's an excellent quarterback. We've seen him in the past, 19 out of 29 for 207 yards, no touchdowns. Zach Charbonnet, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I probably am, but he had 33 attempts for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was very key in the win against Army in that Week 2 game. Ronnie Bell is their top wide receiver, or was their top wide receiver in that game. 7 receptions, 81 yards, no touchdowns. Same for Tariq Black with no touchdowns, but he had 3 receptions for 24 yards. Once again, Michigan beat Army 24-21 in 2 overtimes a couple weeks back. Both teams are 2-0 coming into this game. Wisconsin has Jack Coan, and obviously I said in Wisconsin's preview at the beginning of the season, they've got so much talent on offense, and especially on defense as well. But I said, you can kind of go back and watch that video if you'd like to, but I said that Jack Coan, if Jack Coan does well, and if he puts up some big numbers, and if he does really well, I think that this team has potential to go on to a Big Ten championship and possibly the college football playoff. I did say that, and then I said if Jack Coan does not play well, then it's very possible that this team kind of tanks this season. But so far, Jack Coan has put up some very impressive numbers. Against Central Michigan, he was 26 for 33, and that is absolutely excellent. Central Michigan is no knockover team. This team isn't very good, and they don't have really any right to hang around a Power 5 conference team like Wisconsin, but 363 yards for Jack Coan, that's very good. 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, I think we all know him and how excellent he is. 19 attempts, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns. Quintez Cephas, sorry again if I'm pronouncing that wrong. 6 receptions, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. A.J. Taylor at wide receiver as well. 7 receptions for 78 yards. And in the end, Wisconsin has put up much more. I believe, honestly, they played South Florida, I know, in their Week 1 game, and they shut them out. They have not let an opponent or score any points yet this season. They have shut out both their opponents for just about 110 points. Wisconsin is looking stellar right now, and Michigan's really need to come to play if they're going to win this game, or if they're even going to have a chance whatsoever. Wisconsin looking better to start 2019. I've already said that. Michigan has had closer games than expected. Both teams did have a bye in Week 3, so both teams are going to be rested up and ready to go. No excuse for injuries in this game unless they happen during the game, of course. But coming into this game, no injury excuses. How would Michigan win this one? Thing is, though, this game is in Wisconsin. It is at their stadium. It's going to be a very tough environment, I'm sure. With that being said, Michigan's going to need to come in there, and they're going to need to start fast. They cannot go down early to Wisconsin, and they need to break Wisconsin's streak of allowing no points. They need to make Wisconsin not as confident. I mean, this is a very confident team, it seems like, right now. Wisconsin, how would they win? Get up early. Don't let Michigan score any points. Use your offense. Use Jonathan Taylor. Run the ball very effectively, and then you should win this game. I think Wisconsin has many more advantages in this game, in my opinion. I mean, going into the season, not going to lie, I did say Michigan was going to win the Big Ten. I said that all off season long. I was like, this is going to be the year that they beat Ohio State. This is going to be the year that they win the Big Ten. But I mean, so far, I mean, Michigan, they need this win. They really need this one if they're going to have a chance. I mean, yeah, it isn't in their division. This isn't a division game by any means. But Michigan here, I mean, they got to win this game to build up your confidence going into the rest of the season. If you're going to even make the Big Ten championship game, you cannot lose any games. I mean, Ohio State's going to be steamrolling it through their schedule, it seems like right now. I mean, they're playing very well. Michigan needs any win that they could possibly get. But in the end, I do not actually think that this one's going to happen. I think that Wisconsin gets up here early, 21-10. They scored 2 touchdowns right off the bat. I think 14-0 will be at the end of the first quarter. But then, yeah, your halftime score 21-10. I think Michigan kind of creeps back a little bit in the second quarter. And they really kind of push on the pedals a little bit in the second half. And I think your score kind of going into the end of the game is going to be 35-31 with probably 5 or 4 minutes left. But Wisconsin will get the ball back, score a touchdown. And they're going to end up winning this thing 42-31. They will win this by a touchdown and a field goal or so. And 42-31. This game is still going to be, I think Wisconsin handles this one pretty well. I don't think Michigan is going to be able to win this one. I mean, with it being on the road once again, it's going to be very difficult for them to win this game. I mean, you got to come to play, and you can't give up any bad plays against Wisconsin. You cannot let them score as well. I mean, this is probably going to be a higher scoring one, even though both defenses are very good. I think that we see this game in the 40s or the 30s. So yeah, kind of a moderate scoring game in college football terms. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts though on this game in the comments below. If you think that Michigan can pull this thing off, I mean, you've got many reasons to. They are ranked higher. This is kind of one of the rare occasions where the lower ranked team is much more favored than the higher ranked team. But this is a big case of that for sure. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this game in the comments below. Stay tuned for more college football previews. We got many more coming your way within the next few days. Getting you guys all ready for week 4 of the college football season. And also we'll be doing some NFL previews on week 3. Stay tuned for those as well. Thank you guys all for watching. Subscribe for more if you'd like to, and I'll see you